intimidating FBI agents on the planet. Please welcome to the stage, Mitch Pileggi! And as the character that we love to hate, the infamous cigarette-smoking man, please welcome William Davis! And the hero that taught a generation to believe, please welcome Fox Mulder himself. Say it with me. David Duchovny! All right, welcome to Philadelphia.
I'm sorry, I gotta pee. We got a few minutes.
Sure, yeah. We have a bottle.
Always wants to steal the show.
What you drinking?
I don't know why I do these shows with him.
What you drinking? What's in there? Tea.
No, we do have a moderator, Mitch. You could just wait for
No. I don't. Okay, go ahead.
Well, I've got to ask, we've got a lot of great fans here. They've got a lot of great questions. But before we jump into it, I would love to ask, how did you have distinguished careers? How did you each get into acting? Like, what was the impetus to get you into acting?
Well, not many people know that Bill is an acting teacher. Do people know that? You should tell them that. And are you accepting students? Is the other question.
I'm not accepting students at the moment. But I have a long career as an acting teacher. But I began acting because my cousins, who were half a generation older than I, ran a summer theater company in Ontario, Canada. And they rehearsed in our basement before they went north in the summer. And at a certain point, they needed a boy of 11 years old. And I was the closest boy. So you, come and be in this play. And that's how it all started for me.
Excellent. Mitch, how about you?
I started doing some musical theater in high school, and then I got away from it for a long time when I did a completely different career. And then after that career ended, I was overseas. I came back to the States. I was kind of trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And I ended up down in Austin, Texas, and I auditioned for a play, and I got a little part in it, and then I got another part in another play, and I kind of got bit by the bug, and it actually started back in the 3rd grade. San Antonio, Texas, on days when it would rain, recess, I'd get up on stage and sing Elvis Presley songs. And so that was as soon as I got that reaction, it was like, yeah, this is.
Could you do one for us now?
Look at me.
Hey, Mitch.
Right now.
Do one for us now.
Oh, no.
I've never seen your Elvis.
You never will.
David, how about yourself?
I was starting to think about writing plays. I was writing, and I didn't know what form that writing was going to take. And I saw that, well, I was writing poetry first and then fiction, and then I was like, this is really lonely. It's like, well, maybe if I write plays, then I'll get to hang around people, at least, and collaborate. So started to try to write plays, and then I thought if I'm going to write plays, then I should probably know something about what it is to speak the words that I'm trying to write for those actor people. So that's how that started.
Then you became an actor, people.
An actor person, people.
And how did you come to your roles on The X-Files?
Mitch and I had been lovers.
I got my job. David got my job for me. Couldn't live without me up in Vancouver. Bring the big bald man up.
Mitch, how about you? How did you get
I
answered the question.
That was it. That was it. I got the job. Now I had.
Love story. I'm going to keep talking. You just don't listen to me. What? You just answer the question.
It's like row,
talk to them.
I had auditioned for the role twice, or for a role on the X-Files twice before, and Chris didn't hire me because my head was shaved at the time, and he thought it was too extreme for the X-Files. So anyway, he called me back in for the 3rd time, for Skinner.
Do you remember what the other roles were?
There were 2 other FBI guys, just kind of like one-offs. And so thank God I didn't get either one of them. But Yeah, so he called me the third time, and I said to my agent, I said, no, he's seen me twice, and he can hire me or he can, forget. I really had an attitude about it, and so I said, no, I'm not going in. And my agent was very persistent. He finally talked me into going in, so I went into the office. I was like with a total attitude. I was like just a dick. And so I walked in the room and I said, okay, let's do it. So we did the scene and we finished, and I said, anything different? And he said, no, that was great. And I said, are you sure? And he goes, no, it's really good. And then I said, because I can be directed. And so I had just a pissy attitude, and then he goes, no, that was great. And I said, fine. And I walked out of the room. And fortunately, that's what he wanted for the character.
I didn't know that.
Well, my story is, I was, as David said, I was running my acting school, the William Davis Center for Actors Study in Vancouver, and this show came to audition in Vancouver, this show about alien abductions, which was a little crazy. I thought, he's certainly not likely to go anywhere, in my view. Rather don't invest in these things. Anyway, I auditioned. They called me in to audition for the senior FBI agent, who had 3 lines. So I read for the senior FBI agent, and I didn't get it. I got this part with no lines. I thought, well, it's a gig, what I'm getting paid. So I did it, and my friend Ken Camera, he got the part with the 3 lines. We've laughed about that a lot over the years.
Well, you've laughed, but I don't think he's laughed.
If you don't mind, David, that was my punchline. You could have waited.
Clearly, I should have gone to your school where I would have learned more about waiting for my line.
You guys have been together too long.
But you didn't, did you smoke?
I didn't smoke at the time, no. I had smoked years ago.
Yeah, okay. Because I played a smoker on a show for years, and it was hard. Smoking naturally and well is a difficult thing to do, I have found. I know that doesn't sound very artistic to bring that up right now, but I can always tell a crappy smoker.
Well, had you been a real smoker?
No, I've never smoked,
Oh,
that's
okay.
the
Well,
thing.
yeah,
I always
exactly.
felt like, the real smokers, they think I'm full of shit.
I was smoking under the bridge when I was
smoker. Good smoker.
I can
yeah.
smoke.
I'm a good smoker.
I can do some smoking.
I learned under the bridge when I was 14 years old with my mother's cigarettes. I know how to do it.
You didn't know you were rehearsing.
David, how about yourself? How did you come in contact with
Never
X-Files?
inhaled. What?
X-Files.
X-Files what?
How did you come to the role?
I auditioned, and I auditioned. I mean, I just got it the way actors get roles. Nothing really strange happened in the audition. Yeah, not too. I could make shit up, but.
Well, we're about to go to the audience question, but this film.
I agree with Bill, though. I mean, I was like, this show with aliens, that's not going to go.
Yeah.
Did you say after you looked at it and you go, this is going to be 6 episodes and out?
Yeah, because I thought, okay, I need to make money. I'll make a little money, and then it'll get canceled, and I'll get to do what I'm going to do, which I don't know what that was, but I was going to do that. And honestly, I just thought, well, aliens. Well, once you see them, you're going to have to see them because people get frustrated if you don't see them. So once you see them, then the show's over. So I didn't know anything.
Were each of your roles well crafted or well thought out, or really as it came to your own? Were you able to?
No, we wrote all our roles. There are no writers on the show, and Bill, Mitch, and I came up with these characters in the auditioning room because there were no lines, and so it's all us. It's all us right here.
Very talented.
Here's one thing I remember is sometimes we would get. I remember shooting a scene with David, and sometimes Chris would be writing, rewriting. David used to go crazy when one of the writers was sitting off the set out there on his computer writing, rewriting what we were doing at the time. Well, we got a call one time. We were shooting out of Riverview, and we were getting ready to shoot this scene, and we get a call from Chris, and he had rewritten the scene that we were just getting ready to roll on, and completely rewritten. Well, David's got pretty much a photograph. He's much brighter than I am, and he's got pretty much a photographic memory. So he looked at it, and he's like, "Yeah, okay, I got it." I'm not a quick study. I labor over memorization, and so of course it just pissed me off the fact that he was just able to just retain it so quick, and I'm like going, "Oh, I can't. Don't."
Well,
shoot him first.
Here's the good news. I have no recollection of that ever happening.
There you go.
Hey, let's go to our questions on the audience. I think a light's going to pop up here somewhere. All right. Yes, please go ahead.
Hi, my name's Elaine. Not to make you feel old, but I've been watching you since I was 5 years old. You guys and my dedication to the show is the only reason I actually know how to read books, because my dad would find the book, be like, "You want to watch a show? You'll learn how to read these words." And I know that sounds stupid, but you guys have influenced my life so much. Did you ever realize that you guys would be such a great influence on people?
No, that's very sweet, darling. Thank you very much. What's to me what's very gratifying is the fact that we've got so many new generations of fans, and now I talked to a young lady she's like 12 years old, and she's just started watching the show, and that's like so cool for and to have that kind of impact on y'all. It's awesome. It's awesome, and I don't know if many of us really had any idea that. I mean, David may have, because he's much smarter than I am, as previously stated. But yeah, so it's very, it fills us to know that we had an impact on you and so many other people.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, go ahead, please.
Hi, David. This question is for you.
Look at this young man.
How you doing, Bill?
Yeah, so anyway,
so-
I wanted to tell a story about my smoking.
Sorry, darling.
It's okay. I don't know if you remember me from meeting me earlier. My name is Noble.
Of course.
When you when you took on the role as Fox Mulder, did you ever think that the X-Files was going to be as long as it was and as memorable as it was? And do you regret taking on the role of Fox Mulder and being known as Fox Mulder for the rest of your life now?
Not until you asked that question.
Sorry.
No, I didn't know. As we were just saying, none of us, no one can know. It's not something, if anybody connected with the show says they knew from the beginning they're full of shit. That nobody, if they knew that in Hollywood, they'd be turning out hits all the time. Nobody knows anything out there. So, I just think we got together at the right time for the right people and the right show. And we all came together to kind of do the good kind of work that we were just being able to do. I know for Jody and I and for Chris, I feel like we all kind of matured together as workers. I didn't expect any of it. It's gratifying. Sometimes frustrating, as you say, to be known. But I guess people yell a lot of shit at me, and it's not Fox Mulder all the time, So it's. I guess I'm gratified.
I don't think it's hurt you, David.
I think you're probably more known as like, oh, that's the guy from X-Files,
Your question's not getting any better.
I'm sorry. Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yes, we have a young gentleman right here. You can just push that mic down. There you go.
Hi, my name's Ethan, and I never really watched your show. My dad over here just gave me the script.
Tell your dad he's a lily-livered. Kidding, I'm kidding.
All right,
What's
here's
your
the
question?
What was the scariest moment monster you ever faced, and did you win or lose?
You were out there chasing monsters. I was sitting at my desk, as you noted before. David at one point said he didn't know that Skinner had legs.
Well, the scariest monster is the Smoking Man, right here. And I say that with affection and love. But when I recall actual monsters that you're not interested. You're not even listening anymore. Right? There was a monster who was made of poo. Yeah, true. And he was scary. That was in the 6th year or 7th year of the show, something like that. And he was made of poop. He scared me.
I never knew a show could be so inappropriate.
Which 12, everything is
This kid's a
inappropriate.
plan. He's actually 35 years old.
All right.
Okay, now it's time for Ethan's Californication question.
Billy, you're bringing your A game with questions. All right. Yes, ma'am.
Hi guys, I'm Becky. Just want to say, David, I love you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. X-Files became so big and popular. You guys brought it back for a little mini season. Do you guys think you will bring back more episodes or more seasons in the future?
Well, we'd like to. It's always a matter of, there's so many moving parts at this point between the guys up here and Jillian and Chris and the writers that we need to wrangle up, because everybody's moved on to other shows, other careers. So I think there's an appetite for it, and I think we all want to do it. It's just a matter of everybody figuring out when that time is that we can do it.
Trust me, I think a lot of people want to see the show back.
Thank you.
We all loved season 10, and especially the chemistry, just to see the chemistry again between you and Jillian. Was that like riding a bike as far as syncing back up, or
That's totally inappropriate.
It's the most inappropriate show on television. So.
Just asked me if working with Jillian again was like riding a bike.
It's that literate education bit. Too many words.
Yeah, we had, I think we had a great time, but I will say this, is, I really enjoyed our stuff together again, Bill. You know,
I did too.
Yeah, it was really
great.
nice
Thank you.
to work again with my nemesis, you know, and it was really nice to kind of, we didn't really work together that much in the show, but when we did, I always really enjoyed it. I like that part of the show. When we personally get to be in the same space.
Yeah, I did too. Thank you for saying that.
And with Mitch, and with Jillian, with everyone. I think when you work together for so long with people as we have, it is like riding a bike.
Thank you.
These two guys are also bikes. Right?
Thank you. All right, I think we have a little alien possibly right here.
How do you not see
I just can't quite see the lights and stuff. I see two big black eyes.
My name's Max, and I'm gonna be totally honest. I didn't come up with this question, it was her idea.
Shocking.
What was your favorite moment from the revival season?
Sounds like a Max question to me. Mitch, why don't you just
Well,
take that?
I ain't got much to talk about as far as the revival, so.
I could tell you my unfavorite moment from the
What was that?
4.5 hours in the makeup chair.
Yeah, Bill they had to remove your face, put your face back on.
Pretty much.
Put a hole in you, take the hole out. No, the makeup stuff, that can be pretty
It
distressing.
looked amazing, but it was.
It did.
It was.
I liked
process.
the scene we got to do when we first got back in the office. I liked that.
Where you kick the poster?
Yeah.
Kicking the poster scene.
Yeah.
That was shocking. I thought the first thing that came was a sacrilege.
Thank you, sir.
Max, I
Max.
sense a bit of irony in your tone. Max, come on up here.
All right.
Come up, Max. All right. It's Spider-Man, okay? Fair now, Spider-Man.
That's another
You can also
show.
direct questions at Max if you like.
Yes, go ahead.
Hi, my name is Betty. I just want to say I love the show and met some of my best friends who love the show. My question is actually, looking in the future, if there were more episodes, what could you dream up to be the monster of the week? Because those have always been my favorite, the comedy and the monster of the week. Like, what would be your ultimate monster to face?
Those are the tough questions for the writers. That's one of the things that made the show so difficult to write, but also so incredible when you look back, is that each monster of the week or standalone episode would have had to have had an idea that would have sustained a 2-hour movie, really. It had to have been that kind of a good idea, a movie idea. So basically, these writers were coming up with 10, 12, 15 movie ideas a year. I don't know. I mean, my mind doesn't really go in that direction of the monsters. I don't think I've ever really thought of one. But, you know, Glenn Morgan, I think, came up with a great one, the Trash Monster.
Yes.
It's fantastic. Was it Max is talking and distracting me? Hold on.
Okay, Max wants to see a boogeyman monster made out of
Boogeyman.
cotton candy.
Oh,
That was
sure.
fun.
That's good, yeah. Scared of that. And again, that's more of a question for writers and you know, I'm sure Chris is filing away newspaper clippings, you know, and ideas, and if the day eventually comes when we have to come up with new ideas. So I think they're always there in the ether. You just gotta figure them out. Like I said, I thought Glenn's was terrific. I thought the Trash Man was not only scary but also kind of politically and socially interesting. Sorry, Max.
Thank you.
Yes, please, go ahead.
Hi guys. So
Holy
I'm actually
shit, Max.
Meet Max.
So shy.
Hello. I'm Max, if you haven't heard.
We created a monster right here.
25 years from now, you can be sitting out there, Max, so when did you start acting? Well, it's a funny story. You may or may not have heard the show, they go The X-Files. Anyway, I called upon a... Anyway, what's your question?
So I'm actually taking a class on the X-Files, and we talk about
That's
a lot.
that's not okay.
It's not okay. It's really cool. We learn a lot about the mythology behind different episodes, and I thought the biggest one was the ending to season 9, where you kind of find out that the alien takeover will happen in 2012. So I was just wondering if you guys kind of knew about that ending a couple seasons previous, or if you had envisioned the end of the series to be different.
Are we getting paid for classes about the X-Files?
I think the more interesting question is, I bet I would get like a D.
I'm sure you would.
Damn it. I don't know. What is the cigarette smoking man's real name? I don't know. Sebastian.
I can't speak for David, who had a closer ear to Chris than I did, but I knew nothing from one moment to the next. I mean, never never did a director or Chris or whatever explain anything to me about what was going on. I just had to figure something out. I recently did this series called Continuum, and
It's called upstaging. You don't want
so what was the question?
I didn't, none of us knew. Look, first of all, you don't know how long the show's gonna go. Nobody knows anything. They didn't know. Every year they figured out a storyboard. Every year they figured out something new. It's all improvised. 2012 came along. I guess that was a significant date in another calendar, in a Mayan calendar or something like that. So that became a date for us. But no, and I was asked these questions, you know, like with Twin Peaks, like they don't know. It's all you just don't know the show's going to continue to go, so nothing is planned in that kind of detail.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, please, go ahead.
Howdy. I just want to say thank you for season 10. I loved it. And just pretend that Chris Carter says you can come up with the ending for your characters. This is for all of you. How would you want the series to end for your respective characters?
Max?
Not the season, the series. Like say
Jump
it's the
in,
last
Max.
episode.
All of a sudden, Max is quiet when you need him.
I have no idea. I don't. You know, it's like that's above my pay grade. You know, as far as coming up with the creative aspect, I have a hard time, just like I said, memorizing lines. So you know, coming up with a storyline for the guy, I don't know. Well, eventually he's going to have to retire from the FBI. He should have probably retired like 10 years ago, and the fact that he's still there is pretty amazing. Because I talked to an FBI.
I think male stripper.
I can do that. I'll do some male stripping.
Max would be a DJ. Well, I mean, Bill obviously thought
Hey, you brought him up here.
you're all right, Max. It's all right. You're good. But Bill, I mean, Bill. I'm sure Bill thought you were dead.
Well, I was. It was actually the third time. So, but this time was pretty serious. I mean, how many people have had a rocket come and explode on them? So that was an ending, but then they didn't end the series. So when they decided to continue the series,
Thank goodness.
what are they going to do? The villain's dead. I mean, the antagonist is dead. Well, so the antagonist has to come alive. That's all. Simple. So how do we end it finally?
Yeah, you could end it any way you wanted.
If you can end it any way I wanted.
Yeah.
Well, I think I would win. I don't know what would happen to these poor chaps. But I would, you know, I have never seen A Man from the High Castle, but I like the idea that, that what's left of the world would come under my control. I think that would be excellent.
Good.
But don't hold your breath.
I don't think in those terms really. I think there's something about the show that defies death in a way. So I wouldn't want it to end, the characters to end. I think there's something in the nature of the show, the DNA of the show, that is about more possibility, more wonder. You know, so I never think about actually. It seems an impossible show to bring to a satisfactory conclusion, because the nature of the show is to not have a conclusion. You know, that's that. If the show has any nature, it's that, right? It's to question the answer at the end. So I can't imagine. I feel like I've got kind of falsely deep right now, but I feel like that's the truth.
Thank you.
Yes, go ahead.
Makes sense to you?
Hi.
Max? I'm asking Max, not you.
Hi, my question is for Mitch. You played on Supernatural. I was wondering, yeah.
Oh yeah, Samuel Campbell was so popular.
Oh, yeah. Well, we don't miss you.
Okay, thank you. I know you don't.
What role was funner to play?
Funner?
Yeah, which was more fun.
That's between Sam Campbell and Skinner?
Yes.
Oh, but Skinner was hugely more important in my life and a bigger part of my life, and you know, that was, yeah, so it would have to be Skinner, absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Yes, go ahead.
Hi, David. Thank you from the hook earlier.
Oh, yeah,
It
sure.
meant a lot.
Yeah.
I'll admit, I started watching X-Files about a year ago, and I watched every season and watched the new season, and I really loved it. I was just wondering, what is like the funniest outtake that you've had on all of the seasons of the X-Files?
There's a lot, man. You have a lot of stuff going on.
But the thing is, I can't remember.
With it being such a serious show, it's hard to imagine that there's like goofing off or pranks or anything
man.
like
Listen,
that.
we could have made the X-Files into one of the biggest comedies on.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the stuff that we were doing was to take that type of material, it'd be really easy to make it hilarious.
I mean, there were times when you get those laughing fits, you know, where you can't stop laughing because it's the last thing you should be doing. I think they would happen like 4 a.m. in the forest, usually. But I can't remember. I'm sorry. I want to answer your question, but I really can't remember anything specific. But we did have a lot of laughs for sure. But I just can't tell you like one that stands out the most. I'm going to do my homework next time, and I'm going to remember. And I'll get back to you.
Thank you.
The blooper reels are out there.
Yeah. I don't know. Have you seen those things? The blooper reels? Well, maybe you'll like that. If you Google that or look on YouTube or something. Have you heard of YouTube? It's this thing. It's a big thing now. And so if you go on this thing called YouTube and you type in, I don't know, X-Files blooper reel, something like that, you'll come up with something. You'll like it, I guarantee you.
Thank you.
Well, unfortunately, we'll have a couple minutes left, so we're going to have to try to squeeze in a couple more, so please go ahead.
Hi, this is a question for David. Do you think that if you would get more episodes of the X-Files, we'll finally get to see William and deal with what giving him up meant for both Mulder and Scully?
I don't know. I think, again, each season as we're going to address it, if we were going to do more, it would have to be, the season would have to be conceived, and therefore would have to have an arc in some kind of mythology way. You okay over there?
They're really interested in your analysis.
I know. Riveted. So it would have to make sense in the arc of whatever was being done in that year. I mean, it's we do best what we do best, which is the thrillers and the mythology of the show and all that. And I think that, you know, if we veer off into soap opera, sometimes it can go too far in that direction. So I think it's dangerous territory for the show to veer off into kind of soap opera type stuff. But I think it's also necessary to answer certain questions about the characters. So I guess it's a delicate balance that the writers have to address, you know, because what you're really talking about are issues that are more deeply and more appropriately dealt with by shows that live in that area, shows that live in family dynamics, shows that live in that kind of melodrama. But we have to be very careful about that. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we're like an action show, we're a thriller show, so it's a delicate balance, and it's a really tough one, and it's a real testament to the writers to be able to include that kind of stuff and still pull off the kind of action and thriller stuff that we do. Got it? All right.
Thank you. By the way, Scully's here to see you.
All right.
All right.
We've got time for one more question, so please go ahead.
Hi, I'm Connor.
Ask it at the same time. See what happens.
All right, I'm a huge fan of the show. I just wanted to ask, what's your favorite story together off camera?
And what's your question?
My husband wants to know if David could post his workout and diet tips because he needs some help.
Where is he?
Stand up.
Stand up.
Turn around.
He looks good. He looks good to me.
He looks good.
What's off camera?
Yeah.
Max? Off camera, Mitch, Bill, take it away.
Off camera, I can remember doing an interview for Entertainment Tonight when they were talking about, I just got engaged to Jillian's photo double, Arlene, and David loved to, whenever I was doing an interview, he loved to he would take this Nerf football and he would throw it, he would throw it and hit me in the head while the camera's rolling. And
See, the thing is, I don't remember, but that certainly sounds like me.
That's you. That's definitely you. Yeah. And then he would just be off to the side, giggling away as every time. As soon as I started answering a question, he'd hit me in the side of the head. So
it's good stuff. Mitch and I, we had a real friendship when we were doing the show, and we would pal around a bit, and we can't talk about that. But
we really can't talk about that.
But Bill and I have we've never spent a moment off camera, really, as befits our on-screen relationship. But I'm very fond of Bill as well, and I think by the end of the run, we were all, we were fed up with one another, yes, certainly, but we're also very fond of one another at the same time. It's a strange kind of relationship that you get to by the end of the long run like that.
It's like a marriage. You look at a person. I'm not going to get into that. Never mind.
It's like a marriage, and then you start talking, and then somebody throws a Nerf ball at your head.
Well, more than wishing for alien life, we are wishing for season 11. We hope and pray for that. Philly, please, a warm thank you to David, Mitch, William, and Sam.
This video is sponsored by the Crazy Kings of Toys. Check them out for all your toy needs and find out why they are so crazy. Find them at Amazon, eBay, Bricklink, and Facebook. Links are in the description. For more Toxic Pop, visit our website at toxicpop1.wixsite.com/toxicpop. Email us at toxicpop1@gmail.com and check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/toxicpop1 and Instagram at instagram.com/wearetoxicpop. Links are in the description.